As Benedict matches wits with Minister Exam at Castle Wolffort, and Roland risks the wrath of the Archduke at Twinsgate, Frederica embarks on her own mission. Under the false banner of the Consortium, she hides her forces, marching steadily toward the Byzantine Holy State. With the aid of Claris, she aims to gain entrance into the Source, that she might lead her people from their prison. Meanwhile, in the Rosellan village, Jerome has gathered his people to share the news of Frederica's exploits.
Everyone, listen well. We've received a missive from Lady Frederica. It seems House Wolffort has made good on their word, and taken the first steps toward a new future for Norzelia. Even now, Lady Frederica marches for the Source, where she intends to free our brothers and sisters from their prison.
So bold for one so young. Truly, she is her mother's daughter.
In her letter, she outlines the details of her plan. The road ahead of her is trying, but not impossible. However, she warns that failure may incite Hyzant's wrath, and asks that we flee for our own safety. Even now, she has only our best interests at heart.
Were this letter to fall into the wrong hands, the results would be grave indeed. She risked much to warn us.
What should we do, my lord? Prepare to flee?
Yes, at once. But I do not ask all of you to flee. Lady Frederica risks life and limb for us all. I would not let her do so alone. I intend to go to her. Whatever danger she may face, we face it together.
You may meet with the full wrath of Hyzant. Are you ready for that?
Aye. And I welcome any who are of the same mind to join me. I ask the rest to watch well over those who would stay behind. If we do not return, I ask you to survive. To live.
These bones aren't too brittle for another fight. It's time to pay the debt we owe the Wolfforts.
I'm with you. Norzelia will sing of the courage of the Roselle.
We ain't letting you take all the glory, Jerome. You're gonna have to share it around.
The village will be in good hands while you're away. We won't let anyone do us harm.
Thank you, my friends. Those who would fight, take up your weapons and march. We make for Hyzant at once.
Aye!
I suspect soon we shall have a bird from Minister Exham bearing good news.
It shan't be long before the mines are under our dominion.
That's not my worry. I wonder whether the Wolfforts will obey.
They owe us their lives, and more besides. They wouldn't dare scorn all the Hierophant has given them.
Even if they had no great love for our nation? Even if they've cast aspersions on our past deeds?
I advise you to be cautious with your words. You edge dangerously close to heresy. And not even one of the Saintly Seven is immune from the Goddess's judgment.
Of course. My apologies. Pray forget my foolishness.
So long as you understand. That being said, the Wolfforts have but recently come into their station. And the inexperienced often reach beyond their grasp.
Where are you going?
To ensure the city is in order. My intuition tells me something wicked stirs within her streets. My long years have attuned me to her pulse, and I can tell when it is quickened.
I'll handle the guards. Don't move a muscle, any of you. Don't even breathe. Hail! I am Claris of the Consortium. I bring goods for trade in the city, if you'll give me leave to pass.
Claris! Consortium's working you hard.
In these dangerous times, 'tis a privilege to be in such good employ. But you're worked even harder than I. Here, a small token of my appreciation.
You always have been a thoughtful man. Go on, then.
Wait. We cannot allow unscheduled goods into the city without inspection.
Fine. Guess there's no such thing as being too careful.
You needn't worry. Minister Camsel of the Saintly Seven sent for these goods himself.
He did?
Oh, yes. Look closely, and you'll see.
What have you done? Ah, you snake! I must call for reinforcements!
Claris, are you all right?
My apologies. Luckily, mine was the only face they saw. Allow me to distract the troops. Use the opportunity to sneak into the source, my lady. Don't forget the explosives we've packed away, either. We'd make poor guests without them.
You're going alone? You risk too much.
Ah, my lady. But you do not become a merchant of my standing without a little risk. Pray save your worry for yourself. I've wagered quite a great deal on your success, after all. And I abhor calculating losses.
Thank you, Claris. I promise this arrangement will give cause to celebrate before long.
We must hurry, or else Claris's bravery will be for naught.
Serenoa, pray, allow me to appeal to my people. Such is the duty passed down to me by my mother's deeds.
Of course. The audience is yours.
My fellow Roselle, I am Frederica Esfrost, daughter of Orlea, who led you and your forebears from the bonds of servitude 30 years ago.
I knew I recognized you from somewhere. You're the spitting image of her. What's Lady Orlea's flesh and blood doing in this goddess-forsaken prison?
I am here to free you from it. I would see the end of Hyzant's tyranny alongside my betrothed, Lord of House Wolfort. Rise up and join us. Hyzant wavers even now, and the Roselle can be the gust of wind that topples them from their lofty heights.
You speak like her too. Same heartfelt words. But look where those got us.
We were lucky enough to be spared our lives once. They won't be so generous a second time.
We're still paying for our sins, for thinking the salt of the realm could be ours. The goddess will forgive us. She will. We only need suffer a short while longer.
Suffer? No! Don't swallow those lies!
Enough!
Minister Camsell, Claris, are you...
I'm sorry, my lady. I couldn't get away.
He has more resolve than a common merchant has a right to. Better men have broken under lesser interrogations than his. Still, I can always smell a rat. 'Twas only a matter of time before I caught the stench of rebellion. Led by none other than the Lady Frederica. I knew you could not change your nature. Your punishment shall be a lesson to your fellow sinners, just as your mother's once was.
I should have known. It was futile to resist.
Forgive us, goddess. It wasn't us that sinned.
No, it wasn't. And it never has been. The Roselle are guilty of naught but wanting the same freedom as others. You have been deceived by the goddess's lies. If my strength of conviction is not plain enough through words, then let my actions speak for me.
Heretics to the very last! Show them the full measure of the goddess's wrath! By the goddess, I shall not let heretics defile her sacred land! At my back, today we purge the sickness from our home!
Your cruelty has left the Roselle beaten and battered, bereft of the will even to anger at the injustice being done to them. However, today I will remind them. I will remind them they are worthy of more and reignite the courage within their hearts. Fight with me, friends! We march under the banner of freedom!
Shall we?
Shall we dance?
Prepare yourself. The hunt is on. Yeah. Feisty, aren't we? Gotta take it on the chin. I shan't disappoint.
Forward!
Whatever it takes. To victory! Where to next? Whoopsie!
You won't fool me!
I shall repay you in kind.
I fight for peace. But with this terrain, I should...
There are always consequences.
Allow me. This ends here. Now what to do?
It's been fun! For the greater good. To victory!
For the honor of House Wolford.
This battle is ours. This ends now!
Leave everything to me.
I'll do my best! Ready, set!
Shall we?
I fight for peace. But with this terrain, I should...
Ha! I have you now. This ends here.
Purge the heretics!
I leave no survivors. I, Kamzal Farrant, shall carry out her justice in her stead. Purge the heretics from our land. There.
Ha!
Yeah!
I see right through you. Now what to do?
It's been fun! For the greater good. This may hurt!
Defeat is not an option.
Come on, then. Gotta take it on the chin.
This helps, thanks. I'll do my best! This battle is ours. This ends now! Allow me. All right, here I go. Let the very land of Norzelia grant me might!
Goddess, give me strength to smite thine enemies! Beg the goddess for mercy! Blasphemer! Admirable skill.
Now then. Farewell.
No. Why would you give them the strength and not I? What lesson do you mean to teach?
Now what to do?
Whatever it takes. Yeah, that certainly worked.
Forward!
Let the show begin! Whatever you can do!
Now it's my turn. Get out of the way!
Here I come.
This ends now!
Allow me.
Ha! Too slow!
Let me give it a try. Yeah! That went well!
They brought a saint to his knees.
And in our name, have we won? Is freedom at hand?
But the goddess... Our sins will never be cleansed if we leave. We'll forever bear the brand of thieves.
There are no sins to answer for. There never were. They were lies, just as the rest of the goddess's teachings. I've read the legends put to parchment by my mother. The Roselle never sought to hoard the salt for their own. No. They meant to use it for the good of one and all. They meant to share the salt crystals with every nation. It was Hyzant who sought to hide the crystals from the world. It is they who bear the sin of greed.
I've heard this story before. From Lady Orlea's lips.
But it's just a legend, isn't it? A legend doesn't prove her teachings false.
Not without proof, leastways.
There is proof. It's been here this entire time. Ready the explosives. We must destroy the statue.
All set here, my lady. Just give the word.
Look well, my people. Behold the truth of the teaching's deception. Behold the lies of the goddess.
The statue! What is that?
There's something inside. What is that? A pillar?
It's a salt crystal. A huge one.
Now do you see? Our forebears brought this bounty from the earth to share it with the world. This is the salt pillar from the legend.
To all the peoples of Nozelia, we bequeath a great pillar of salt. It's just as our ancestors said, carved right here into the crystal.
This crystal was meant to be a boon to all. But Hyzant stole it and hid it away.
They blamed us for their greed. All this time we've been paying for the sins of another. The so-called truths of the Church were naught but twisted versions of reality.
Just so. This statue was as hollow as the goddess herself, naught but a pretty facade to hide an unspeakable sin. A sin that Hyzant must now answer for. A sin that the Hierophant must reconcile.
What is the meaning of this? The statue! What have you done?
The heretics desecrate our holy land!
Heathens. You will pay for this. Kill them all!
No!
They come in numbers, my lady. We'll be surrounded before long.
We've come too far to submit now. I won't leave my people behind.
Lady Frederica fought for us, and now we must fight for her!
She aims to free us. But now, we must free ourselves. Let's walk out of here, hand in hand.
To arms, everyone! Pick up what you can find! Today we bid farewell to the source!
Aye!
My lord, the North Gate is under attack. Our soldiers cannot hold it. They ask for reinforcements at once.
What? What banner does our foe fly?
No banner, my lord. It's an army of Roselle. At their head is a youth named Jerome. He's spouting heresy, claiming he'll free his brethren from their bonds.
He came. Jerome is here.
Fortune smiles upon us, my lady. Where they once surrounded us, now they are beset on all sides. We have an opportunity.
Everyone, to the North Gate. We will join with Jerome and escape the capital.
On my honor as a Wolfort, my sword shall cut our way to freedom. With me!
Aye! Goddess, protect me!
Swayed by Frederica's words, the Roselle of the Source rise up to take their freedom from the clutches of their captors. Not long after, Hyzantian forces encircle them, preventing their escape. But not all is lost. Jerome and the Rosellan villagers arrive just in time, throwing their foe into disarray and affording Frederica and the others a window to escape the capital. With the long-suffering sinners freed from their shackles, and the holy symbol of their faith destroyed, the people of Hyzant are left shaken to their very core. Frederica and the others take advantage of the ensuing chaos to reunite with their allies. Meanwhile, Benedict succeeds in driving Exham Marshal from the Wolfort domain, securing the safety of his home, hopefully for the final time. While at the borders of Esfrost, Roland succeeds in procuring the Death Knell, whose great blast will sound the end of Hyzant's reign over Nozelia. Together with Frederica, they take their first step into their new future. On the barren wasteland surrounding Hyzant, they gather, the goddess's shield towering before them, as Serenoa's plan reaches its climax.
Once we have stacked those sandbags, we should be well fortified against even the fiercest deluge.
Leave it to me. This old wolf has some vim in him yet. Phew. Haven't used some of those muscles since before I can remember.
I must say, when I saw the enormity of the task before us, I did not think we would finish in mere bells. I had braced myself for a full day of labor, at the very least.
Thank Benedict for that. We'd still be searching for weaknesses in our perimeter had he not been guiding us.
Indeed, but let us not understate Eridor's feats of strength.
Come now, Eridor. How many times must I tell you to be delicate with the sandbags? We only have so many at hand.
I hear you, I hear you. I'll treat him as delicately as my lady love, in the absence of one.
Now is not the time for jests, Eridor.
If you don't want me complaining and you don't want me jesting, then I guess I'll just shut my mouth.
To hear them trading barbs like children, you would never think they work so well together.
Wisdom and strength. Two pillars that keep House Wolfort standing strong.
Wisdom, eh? He wasn't always that way. Took him plenty of failing to get where he is now.
I find that difficult to believe.
Is there something you wish to share with us, Eridor?
Might be. Maybe you've forgotten the folly of 20 years past, but my mind is a steel trap. And what's our task for today?
We are to deliver this message to Lady Destra with all haste.
Seems simple enough. Send a bird.
I would not trust a bird in this rain. A horse would be more reliable, and swifter besides.
Is that so? I respectfully disagree, my friend. Either way, I'm not going to be the one nursing you back to health if you catch the chills.
Shall we make it a wager, then? Send a bird, and we shall see who reaches Lady Destra first. You had best hurry.
What? Benedict? Off he goes. Well then, where are those damned hawks? As I recall, Benedict arrived at around the same time as the hawk. If it were a sunny day, he might have won.
Ah, the folly of youth. Many of our best days were spent in Lord Simon's service. We made many such wagers, in an attempt to get into Lord Simon and Lady Destra's good graces.
I remember when...
I believe we have had enough reminiscing for one day, Eridor.
Don't be such a harsh taskmaster, Benedict. Where's the harm in a story?
Ask me that again when the floodwaters break through our meager fortifications. There is much to do and little time to do it. Wouldn't you agree, Anna?
Me?
Old friends or old enemies? Sometimes it is hard to tell with those two.
Whatever the case, our work's done for the day. And there's nothing like a hard drink after hard labor. You two care to join me?
I would love to. Please, regale me with more tales of your youth.
I see no harm in one drink.
Let's be off then.
Shall we invite Benedict along?
You'd only be wasting your breath.
Now that you mention it, I do not believe I have ever seen you two sharing drinks.
Spirits cloud the mind, so I rarely drink. When I do partake, however, I prefer to do so in quiet. I fear Eridor would only spoil that.
Oh, just look how you've grown. To think you'd produce such a bounty. And you've flourished as well. I'm so proud of you, my lovelies.
Quite the passionate one, aren't you?
Don't sneak up behind people like that. Hasn't anyone told you it's rude?
Apologies. I was just curious. What are you doing here?
If you must know, I'm harvesting herbs. I thought I might make them into medicine for the injured.
That would be helpful. Lord Serenoa will be pleased as well.
And I am oh so happy to please. I am quite taken with powerful people. People like Lord Serenoa. You'll tell him I'm doing my best to be useful to him, won't you?
Wait. That plant. It induces paralysis, does it not?
Quite knowledgeable you are. Did you know it can also be used for pain relief?
The same plant can be both a poison and a medicine?
Yes, depending on how it's used. And yet, people still try to force plants into one category or another. Good and therefore valuable, or bad and therefore detested. Foolish, don't you think? These little ones are neither good nor bad. They just are.
You treat them as if they were your children.
Perhaps it seems strange to care for a plant, which is no more than a tool for making medicines or poisons, but...
Minister Idor, about that experiment. I think we are on the verge of discovering how to better stabilize the subject.
Wait. We are not alone. Show yourself! Milo, why do you eavesdrop on us?
Don't be upset. As your spy, I thought it behooved me to keep abreast of important information.
Unnecessary. You need only do as I instruct.
But that would make me no better than a tool.
Does that displease you? Worry not. I take good care of my tools, so long as they serve me well. But should they act out of line, they will be disposed of.
Even tools have feelings.
What was that?
Nothing you need concern yourself with. Anyway, I'm certain my herbs will benefit House Wolfort. Please pass on my warmest regards to Lord Serenoa.
I must say, your display of power was quite astonishing. One moment there wasn't a single cloud in the sky, and the next we were drenched to the bone. The townsfolk were certainly appreciative, and that means much in these trying times. Where did you learn such sorcery?
I was born with it, as were my forebears. In the far reaches of Hyzant, my people dwell, acting as shamans and summoning rain when the people cried for it.
You hail from Hyzant? I suppose we should count our blessings that you found your way to our ranks.
Ah, so you're Izana. We've heard tell of a witch using her dark arts to frighten the peasants into submission. Rest assured, we shall conduct a thorough investigation into these rumors. In the meantime, your presence is requested at the Hierophant's palace.
Rumors from whom? There are no dark arts being practiced here. And the people are not scared of me. I provide them rain when they require it. That is all.
Quiet, witch! Save your remonstrations for the Inquisition.
Is this their investigation? My guilt was decided ere they laid eyes upon me.
Perhaps they are threatened by the sight of the common folk huddled around your warming smile. The Goddess of Salt is a jealous mistress, after all, and her subjects cannot well suffer another to be so adored. It is as you said. If you appear before the Inquisition, you will surely be found guilty, and the punishment will be grave.
Then what recourse is left to me?
If the tentacles of the Church can reach this far, then nowhere in Hyzant is safe. We must flee our borders and go far from the gaze of the Zealots. It will be just as we promised each other. We'll start a new life. Together.
Is that truly what you want? 'Tis hardly the new beginning we envisioned.
That matters not. Only that it is ours.
Very well. Then let us meet again at nightfall. You know where. Until then, my love.
I shall count the minutes till next we meet.
Alas, he did not come. Another victim of the Inquisition's tyranny. Had he never met me, would he still be alive today? Should I have said nothing and fled alone in the night?
I am sorry for your loss, but you mustn't blame yourself. 'Twas hardly your fault. And you do not know his fate for certain. He could very well still be alive.
Perhaps. I tried to seek him out, but there was little I could do with the Church's agents breathing down my neck. They burned down his home, and his family was never heard from again. I fear the worst. The Goddess of Salt must be named so for the tears she causes. She took everything from me. Her minions, all of Hyzant, they bear responsibility for my grief, and I aim to see that they answer for it. Although we have known each other only briefly, I sense a strong ally in you. Will you lend me your sword when the time comes?
Of course. Of that you can be certain.
Under this tree.
This here's the land of the Jax clan. Or used to be, more like. That clasp on your chest, that's their sigil, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a memento from my parents. Or so I was told.
Aye, now that I'm looking for it, I can see the resemblance. Same silvery hair and everything. Villages near here met with a pretty terrible fate. They begged the armies to spare their fields. The only one who listened was one of House Wolfort's bannermen. No one was surprised, big war hero that he was. But by the time we got here, the Jax had been all but exterminated. He was digging graves for the dead, enemy and all. A hero and a gentleman he was. Names on the tip of my tongue.
Benedict.
Aye, that was it. Do you know the man? I'd like you to pass on my gratitude, if you do.
Thanks for showing me the way.
Your coin's all the thanks I require. If that's all you'll be needing me for, I'll leave you to it.
You make a poor stalker.
Ain't exactly what I'm built for.
You fought in the battle here, didn't you?
Benedict swore me to secrecy. But suppose it ain't break an oath if you already know. Oh, but first I ought to tell you. You've the right to the truth. And those ain't my words. They're his. That's why he never tried to stop you from finding out about your parents.
You know of their fate?
We drove the enemy up the cliff top. Cornered him there. The same instant we cut their leader down, a babe cried out in the distance. In the hideout, we found you, all swaddled up. A letter pinned to you with that same clasp on your chest.
Live strong, Anna. Stronger than any. I see now.
Your family died at our hands. If it's vengeance you want, you can take it out on me.
That doesn't sound like the Eredor I know. Do you think so little of me? To assume I would forsake my friend, bloody my hands with revenge. I know the truth at last. That is enough.
Is it, Anna? Or are you forcing it to be?
Don't be a fool. Benedict is the one who raised me. If I ever want for a father, I know where to find him. When we've won this war, I shall make sure he understands that.
It's become late. We'd best keep an eye out for bandits.
You have a warrior's intuition. You needn't worry. I won't let us come to harm.
It takes no great intuition to see that this world is falling ever deeper into chaos. The reasons, however, remain elusive. Will we see our way safely through this darkness? I cannot say.
We have naught but our duty, and mine is to Prince Roland, whatever might become of House Wolfort.
I find your perspective refreshing. Although it may be direct, you walk the path you've chosen with confidence. On the other hand, I often feel that I'm fumbling. I had thought Gustadolf to be a man of reason, but now I see that he will not hesitate to employ deceit to achieve his goals. In a manner of speaking, he and I are not so different. I, too, once hoped to have the influence to change the nation. At least, I told myself so. Really, all I wanted was to be free, and Frederica was simply a means to that end. As long as I had what I wanted, I had no great concern for what became of her.
Gila,
But this war has caused me to reconsider that. I realize that Frederica herself is worth caring for. She's not the sheltered princess I took her to be. Her wits are a match even for Benedict. She surprised me, and shamed me. I was wrong to underestimate her, to define her by her birth and station. She represents my greatest failures as a teacher, but also my greatest success. For she has truly taken my lessons to heart. I see now there is no shame in serving another, and no shame in sacrificing my freedom for something greater. Oh, but perhaps I've shared overmuch. For some reason, I find it easy to talk with you.
the feeling is mutual. You are not so aloof as I thought.
I've just had a thought. When the war is behind us, I may very well open my own school. Of course, you would be welcome to join me. I would be master of the classroom, and you could be master of the training yard. We could teach our students the art of hawksmanship. Our riders would be first class. What should our school be named? You will come and teach with me, won't you?
Not half so aloof as I thought.